Richard, you had a chance, you've done a review and the boys are back to training. Can you just give us some thoughts after last Friday's game against Wasps at Liberty?
Yeah, it was a good hit out for us. We had a good training week. The boys took in a lot of information, especially some of the younger ones coming into the group. Being in this senior environment, I thought they trained really well in prep for this competition, and with them mixing in with some of the senior players, I thought they did really well and took some of the stuff which we trained into the game, which was pleasing as well. They showed a lot of good glimpses in the performance on the weekend. The result didn't go our way, but from what we've seen with our developing youngsters, it was a good opportunity for them to show their abilities and the learnings that they took in the week and put into the performance.
Any particular moments that stand out for you during the game? Obviously, for the commitment and the spirit of the team, because they fell behind very early on, pulled themselves back into it, and perhaps maybe got blown away a little bit in the second half, but there was some good spirit there, and some good attitude. Yeah,
we were in the game up until the half time. You know, we showed good management of the game. We did well, like you said. We got ourselves back into it. There was a couple of good passages of play where we controlled that middle third as a group, and I thought we built really good pressure on Wasps. And when we did get our opportunities to get points, we took them. We had those couple of drive opportunities early in the first half. One leading into a try. We had one good set of play then. We led to those getting a yellow card, which put us on the front foot and gave us the opportunity to play a bit more. And like I said, then coming out of the second half, I think we got caught a little bit short. I think Wasps upped their game a little bit, raised the tempo, and I think we were a little bit slow just to match it as a group. But like you said, a couple of scores down then, the players got a little bit of a second wind and brought the game back in. Some of the players stood up, some really good individual performances from the backs. Like people like Kieran Williams and that stood out for me. Just taking the boys going forward. Wasps, big team, and for him to be able to step up to that mark at that level was really impressive as well. And I thought our back row on the weekend was outstanding as well. Up against a big physical pack up in Wasps, but the boys fronted up really well and give us an opportunity to play.
Without when they're talking cliches, Anglo Welsh is a beautiful development competition, and sometimes results aren't the be all and end all of what goes on in the match day. And if you can look at a game like Friday night and take more positive than negative out of it, then it's something everyone's gained in.
Well, it's a bonus for us. We get to see these boys playing at a higher level. It's not very often you're going to come up against teams like Wasps, but for these boys to come in and step up to the plate, like I said, it is more about development for us, especially for those boys in around the 18 to 20-year-old mark, so they can come out of age grade rugby, out of Premiership rugby, and then step up in the Anglo Welsh then, and thrive in the competition to see what they're made of. They'd be mixing it with some experienced players as well, so they understand what level they need to be at, and it's good exposure as well for them to see if they can cut it or not. And first game done now against Wasps, so we just got to build now on the performance on the weekend. Yes, we didn't get a result, but like I said, some performances and some glimpses in the last game showed up really well, and we just got to build on that now going into Friday night.
You talk about the Friday night coming in, Blues at the Arms Park. Are we going to see a similar kind of squad, a similar kind of outlook, or is it going to be perhaps a drip feeding a few more players in? And perhaps what kind of reaction are you looking at from the Blues after the defeat weekend as well?
Potentially it's going to be more or less the same squad. We may have a few extras dripped in, like you said, but we're not quite sure on that yet. But again, I suppose we've only can look at ourselves at the moment because we're at a development point in some of these players' careers. We just want to get them up and running and making sure that they'll be able to step up to the mark. So yes, we will look at what the Blues have to offer on the weekend. So we'll do some of our analysis as coaches as well as players. So when we do come up against the Blues on a Friday, that we're aware of what they're about, but more so we're aware of what we're about. And I think players need to cover off the stuff that they need to do. So we're in good prep, ready for the match on Friday night.
It's important, and to underline, I suppose, that the Anglo Welsh competition, as it stands, is an opportunity for players to get the game time that perhaps because of the pressures of league competition they wouldn't get elsewhere.
No, you're right, and we want to expose these players at this level because they need to play there, because otherwise how are they going to develop? These players do have their opportunities, yes. We do have a few senior players in there. They do lead the way, but then again, these youngsters, they're raw talents, then they got the ability, and we'd like to see what they can do on the field. And I think there's no better opportunity, especially coming Friday night now, coming up against Cardiff Blues in the Anglo Welsh, to play on a fast track. And and have a good crack at them.
And of course, it's not just about players. You yourself are one of a young group of coaches who are hands-on and heavily involved during this period of time. So you have to look at it as, without these windows in the season, you'd be missing out on this valuable and worthwhile experience as well.
Well, I think these competitions are great, especially for young developing coaches like myself. There's a few of us here. You've got Andrew Bishop, you've got Duncan Jones and Tom Smith, all invested in the Ospreys and want to develop as coaches. And I think without these competitions, we wouldn't get these opportunities to coach at these levels, coach the players of various abilities, going from experienced internationals down to players coming out of the under-20s. So we've got a broad range of players, and we get the opportunity to coach them and apply our methods of coaching to them. And like I said, without this competition, we wouldn't be able to do that.
And how are you enjoying it?
Oh, I'm loving it. Being with these guys day in, day out. But having an actual opportunity to be out in front of them, throwing my ideas at them and mixing in day in, day out, it's a great experience for me. And then I get really excited then come around match day that we're leading and going in to perform against high quality opposition.
And modesty will probably prevent you from doing me, but it's also a great opportunity for youngsters to hear from different voices and be learning from four guys who've served the Ospreys well on the field, and Centurions, and really crucial people on the field over the years now doing something off the field.
Yeah, I think we buy into it, and I think they buy into it as well. Yes, we are ex-Osprey players, but we are taking that coaching role now, and like you said, amongst the group is valuable experience in there, and I think they can not only learn from the players around them but learn from the coaches. And I think we got quite a tight bunch of players and coaches as a group, and I think that we will develop over the course of this competition, and hopefully we'll flourish coming through.
On the Anglo Welsh competition itself, the Welsh effort on the weekend is perhaps going for a little bit of flack in the media today and over the weekend, but I don't know if you've had a chance to think about that, but what you would say in response to that in terms of suggestions of rethinking the way that Welsh Rangers approach the Anglo Welsh.
I think it's a great opportunity to expose coaches and players for development. Without these kinds of competitions, players and coaches alike would not be able to develop, and I think we need to underpin the senior environment with a strong development program. And I think what we have is a good group of core coaches coming through, good group of core players coming through, and they need this opportunity to play and to coach to be able to get that experience and to take it to the next level.
Because maybe asking you a question that maybe probably very great now, but it's one of those things, until such a thing happens in the season structure that you can put in place perhaps an A-League or a development competition. Until that happens, it is the opportunity. That is the equivalent of the A-League that we've got to make the most of it.
Yeah, we have, and we know that as coaches that we do get these limited opportunities, and we got to grab them with both hands. So for us, we would only be focused in around the Anglo Welsh right now, and obviously there's the big competition as well. But we just need to focus on ourselves and develop, and make sure that we get these boys ready for the games coming forward.
Rich, just a couple of questions. Obviously, just touching on what Pete was saying about your experience as a former Ospreys player, and looking back at the Wasps game, obviously it's a great experience for some of these youngsters to actually get a taste of the game. And obviously there's the physical training. How do you compare some of these players mentally for the game? And obviously that has a huge impact, because obviously if they lose the game, then they feel very disappointed. Maybe they feel they haven't quite achieved the level. Is that something that you've addressed for them?
We do our video analysis. We do a preview and a review of the game, just to make sure that they understand how they develop as players and as well as coaches. So we have to reflect on how we deliver and perform as well. But the level that these boys are stepping up to is intense, and it is a step up at the end of the day. So I think they got to be prepared mentally to understand that yes, they are going to be meeting more physical players, more higher demands, speed of ball, high ball in play. And I think unless they do that and actually experience it, then they're never going to know what that level is going to be like. So for these competitions like the Anglo Welsh, it's fantastic for these players.
And despite that, it was a rather disappointing result against the Wasps. What was the mood in the dressing room after the match?
I think, like I said, there was an air of disappointment around it, only because there was a few errors in and around the game which we caused ourselves. And I think as a group, we know we were better than that, giving them a couple of cheap opportunities for tries. So, and also as well, not taking our opportunities. I think we had a few more opportunities that we left out on the field. I think as a group, we knew that we were better than that. So it's just us correcting them now going forward, going through our review of the last game and putting it right for the next weekend.